it's your girl, Rachel. We are back with another amazing episode. I have Ferman Jackson here. How are you, sir?
Hey, I'm doing good, Rachel. How are you doing?
Doing fabulous. So, we are going to be spotlighting your podcast, the Just Saying podcast. So, tell me what's up with that one.
Well, the Just Saying has started. It started last year around 2025. It was me in connection with me and Lo. Lo actually worked for the sheriff department. She was there before I was. She's been there for 25 years. So that's how me and her connected on bringing this new platform together. And just this platform, I consider different from Walking His Ways. Walking His Ways, it has its part, it has its point of views. But with the Just Saying, it's more of a conversational type mixed with interview type platform where we talk about real life stuff, real life issues, bring a solution to these issues as we elaborate on them before our audience and be able to help people in the process. That's how I look at it.
I love that. Yeah, because I know like when we were talking before about the other podcast, like this one is different because it's like a real genuine one-on-one conversation with everyone. Like you are just letting them speak whatever the topic is and you just free flowing it, right?
Right, most definitely, because you have to allow people to vent. You allow people to have their moment. Like it said, be quick to hear and slow to speak. So people have to get this stuff out their system in order for them to feel better and they can move forward. 'Cause a lot of times people want to speak all the time. A lot of times you gotta sit and listen. And the more you listen, the more they'll start feeling better, if that makes sense.
Mhm. That is so true too. Because whenever you become a safe place for people, especially like you said something really powerful right there, which is basically, being able to talk and being comfortable and being able to just listen to what people are saying. Like that itself is just a powerful statement because a lot of people are really quick to make their point, but they don't really actually take time to actually listen and hear what people have to say. And that's part of growth. And I love that.
Yeah, it really is, Rachel, and that's what I being as they what they say with content creators. Well, they say now, and we know a lot of people do major content where they do short, controversial, anything they want to go viral. But I just believe as the line of work that we're in, we're here to bring solutions. We're not here to manipulate a lot to the people, but really just be sincere and be honest. Because at the end of the day, you want to be able to go to bed at night and say, "Hey, I done something good." And I ain't had to take advantage of nobody. They have to manipulate nobody in order to have these quote unquote viral moments, they say.
Mhm. That is true. And I do believe that that's why our podcasts are a lot different. There are a lot of people that are set out to go viral and they're doing it to be seen, to be heard, to monetize, to make money. And I understand that concept, especially like if you're making it your full one-time like job that you're doing. But, I think when you get so caught up in the financial part of it, you forget that you have a purpose behind it. Am I right?
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right.
Mhm.
You're
Tell me your
absolutely right.
thoughts about that.
Yeah, you're absolutely right about that because you have to know what you're doing it for. What is your why? Purpose. I hear people say purpose, or you hear people say I'm chasing the bag. But if you're chasing the bag, you'll do anything for that bag, right? I mean, you'll do anything. You'll do something illegal for it if you love it that much. But if you are about doing the right thing, Rachel, I do believe, because everything is gonna fall right into place. As long as you put in the work and you cultivate your skills and constantly grind and focus on your craft, everything else gonna fall in place. In other words, just be true to yourself. I do believe we are in the business of solution based, right? We are to bring solutions. And we hear a lot of people, they bring a lot of problems, but they're not doing a lot of solution based. And I believe that's what we're in. We are in this in the business of solution based. Okay, we see the problem. Okay, now what a solution now? We addressed it. Okay, now we're going to see what can we do to bring the solution, but also maintain that solution along the way. Because a lot of times I have learned it's mostly it's not overnight. This is not an overnight thing. It takes time. It's process in order to retain information, right? Because if we go scripture for a moment, the Bible said we're born in sin, shaped in iniquity. Just think about that word shape. We were shaped through the years, right? So
Mm,
now, as we come into a knowledge of a new thing, we have to be broken all the way down to the foundation, and then we build right back ourselves back up again. Because that's why Jesus said that we must be born again. We're starting out over again from a spiritual standpoint, right? So I'm learning now, Rachel, as I'm taking on a new identity, a new outlook on life, on how God sees things, not how Ferman sees things, but how God sees things. God is solution oriented, right? So we have to be solution oriented. Especially we say we claim and walk in his authority and walk in his power, right?
mm. And I love that too. Like you were saying that, when we walk in our purpose, that God is watching everything that we're doing. You and I, as content creators, and podcasters, we are responsible for everything that we put out there for social media. So, and I know I've known you for years now, Furman. I feel like you and I we've been connected for what, like 3 years now?
Yeah, about that time. Yeah. It been that long?
About it's been that long. It's been that long. And I feel like you and I we vibe on that same level because we don't do something that just to be chasing an image. We do something because God has put something in our hearts to make an impact with people, to let them know that there is still good in this world and there's still people that are willing to listen. And that's what I love about your podcast, Ferman. Like you bring the word into it. You bring the breath of life. You bring the spirit of God into your podcast, and I love that about you. God is always in your midst, always.
Oh yeah, I appreciate it, Ray. He's in your mission as well, and I apply you and your husband, and I say how great y'all work together, y'all gel together, y'all family oriented and y'all family based, and we need to see more of that in the generation. You see, we're in the generation now, the household has become so divided, and we know the scripture says a house divided won't stand, right? And we see how become men and women. I don't say men and women, but males and females have become more enemies now instead of working together. That make sense?
Mhm.
So it's very rare to see a husband and wife to actually work together and complement. Yeah, and I applaud y'all for that, especially in this time we in right now. It's just household is so divided.
That is true. And thank you for that. Thank you for that compliment. Regarding like the support my husband has gave me. I mean, yes, he is like super, super supportive. He knows that I have a purpose. He knows that, I'm very passionate about helping people and spreading the good news out there and also just, being genuine about it. But he also tells me, he's like, okay, so we're gonna do this together. So your business is my business too, and my business is your business. And we just vibe together like that support system. And you're right, you don't see it very often. You don't see couples really supporting each other because the world has taught us that what's ours is ours, and we don't have to share it if we don't want to. But what I've come to understand is works a lot better if you have a partner, your spouse is supportive of your purpose too, because then you can bounce ideas off of them. You can talk to them about like some struggles that you're having. You can talk to them about um like if you're discouraged, they can be like, well, you told me this is your purpose. This is the reason why you are doing what you're doing. So don't give up. God gave you a reason for doing what you're doing. So that's kind of like how our inspiration goes with each other. Like when he's having a rough day with his construction business and stuff, I just tell him, I was like, you know what? We never said it was going to be easy. It's going to be hard. We're going to have our hard days, but we're going to make it and you're not alone. So,
And that's how I look at it. Because as you was talking, Rachel, it came to me when the scripture says, "This race is not given to the swift nor the strong, for those endure to the end." A lot of people forget about that. He said you don't have to be the quickest. You ain't gotta be the strongest. It's all about enduring the test of time. That's what it's all about, endurance, because endurance is gonna last longer than the strongest and the quickest. Because they can start out strong, eventually it's gonna weak. They can start out fast, eventually they're gonna slow down. But it's all about enduring. It's just something about the turtle, and I think the turtle and the rabbit. The turtle was so slow, but the rabbit made fun of the turtle, poked fun, but the turtle stayed going, stayed consistent, right? And eventually that turtle reached its destination.
That's true. You gotta keep going, keep walking in your purpose. That's why, your very first podcast, the Walk in His Ways podcast. I love that one too. But this one, just saying podcast, I wanna shift the focus to the podcast because it's new, it's unique, it has its own purpose. So tell me how long y'all been doing the podcast so far?
Okay, awesome. Okay, the Just Saying podcast came into fruition of I want to say September. I could be wrong. I know it ain't been a year. It had been a year yet. It started in 2025. The Just Saying podcast is a show under our new media company. It's going to be called Gateway 8082 Media. So that's going to house both the Just Saying and the Walking Its Ways. So that's came into fruition. So it's going to be called Global Media 8082. And with the Just Saying, it's blending in with conversation style. We have guests as well. We do interviews as well also, but we talk about life, community, and the culture. And the focus of the Just Saying is on uplifting messages and sharing personal stories. So it's kind of a mix of entertainment, inspiration, and what else. And that's what it's all about on the platform.
I love that. And to date, how many episodes do you think, just off the top of your head, that you've had so far?
Right now we was doing two a day. We were doing a Wednesday and we were doing a Sunday. So we scaled back. We're just doing a Wednesday. Matter of fact, we got one today at 5. We're interviewing an artist out of the state of Alabama today at
Mhm.
5. And the manager reached out to us on the Just Saying Facebook page because he's promoting this artist. She has a new single out called Good Man. So we have her come on to the show today at 5. So we're looking forward to that as well with her and what she got going on. I'm just excited, Rachel. So very excited, not just about me, but also it's about my friend, my partner as well, Lo as well, also. And that's what it's all about, showcasing her and putting her out there as well. But as well as we do this, is do this thing, but just really working together and really making an impact. And it's a beautiful thing when two like-minded individuals can come together for a greater good, for a greater cause, and really work together and really make this thing happen, bring it to fruition.
And I do love the fact that you have a co-host because I mean I was always looking for a co-host. I would like to have one, but could you tell me why it's sometimes better to have a co-host on a show?
Well, you can always have two backgrounds, two opinions, and two, well, I don't say opinions, two views of a situation. Cause man, I can see a situation one way, you can see it another way. And that what makes it interesting because I want to hear your views on it, right? And vice versa. And that's one thing about having a co-host, which I don't never say co-host with her. I would say a teammate because that's how I look. Like I had co-hosts before, but it's all about some having a teammate, someone that could really understand you and you understand each other. But I had people in the past who done the show with me. They come and go. But I'm like this, race. You have to stay consistent in all that you do. And if you're in it for the wrong reason, you're not gonna last long. But you're in it for the right reason, you will last. And to be honest with you, when I started walking this way, I started that 15 years, I think about 15 years ago.
Hmm.
And and I've been going ever since then. And that's something I just enjoy doing. And just like with the just saying, here playing this one in Dallas. This got well, I take it back. You really just changed something there. The Walking This Way was playing it in Mobile, Alabama. The Just Saying was playing it here in Dallas, Texas.
Hmm.
So Walking This Way, yo, been playing it, yeah, but I planted this one here. So now it's like I want this one to grow, just as the Walking This Ways grew, and it's still growing. But it's like, okay, I want this one to excel and grow and to go into higher heights. But when you have someone that you can gel together and y'all can work together and y'all see the same vision, the same goal, it could be a powerhouse.
Hmm. I agree with that too. I've seen and been on podcasts that have like the two different sides of the coin opinions, or just a different versions of what someone may interpret. And because not every situation that a person goes through is is the people going to be able to see it the same? They're just
Right.
not. So having that different perspective, having that different, view of certain things, it makes the conversation could go either way.
Yeah.
Uh,
It really
mhm.
does. And you don't have to hear one person. You can always hear the other person. And I know a lot of times when people do co-hosting, they have debates. I mean, you got those that do debates. You got those who like to do stuff for shock value. Like those who want to do stuff for content moments where they'll get on there and want to argue with each other and debate each other. Because Rachel, on these platforms, not necessarily all platforms, but some of these platforms, they built on mess, they built on drama, they built on gospel and stuff like that. And they think that's gonna get them ahead. But we can have healthy dialogue. A man and woman can have healthy dialogue. We don't have to argue with each other just to get for numbers, just to get likes, just to get subscribers, but really come from a positive standpoint and listen to each other and reason with each other.
That is true. Like, it's kind of like, having that back and forth, but also the support. You have somebody that supports your vision. You have someone that's really vibing with you on a great level. It's way beyond just I just want to co-host. Now you have someone who understands the mission, they understand the purpose, they understand why you're doing it, they understand why it started in the first place. And I feel like that support is more solid when you have a partner like that. And I wish the same what sorry, the Just Saying podcast. I wish all like the best of luck with what you're doing. I'll be praying for y'all's, longevity of having your guests on there too.
Right, yeah, because everybody has a voice. Everybody has a voice, and we are in the position of giving one a voice so they better come on here and talk about what they got going on and uplifting and positive. That's what it's all about. You know what I'm saying? Uplifting, positive, that they can feel good about themselves. Because at the end of the day, Rachel, everybody want to walk their head held up high, walk in confidence, walk in boldness, have some swagger going on about themselves, and become the best version that you are already and knowing who you are. And everybody got a gift, right? So it's all about utilize that gift, utilizing that talent, and step off into it and create the life that you know that you want to live.
Exactly. And like for the Just Saying podcast, are you open to all types of guests to come in, or do you have a specific genre topics, or is just you just free ball it?
We do accept everybody. We really do. Because everybody has a story. So we do accept anybody that's doing something positive, not nothing negative, not being while operating in chaos, but somebody's doing stuff positive. So we are accepting to that as well also.
That's amazing. I know there's a lot of podcasts out there that have a specific type of, guest they're looking for. That's why I asked that question. It's very important. But I'm just loving it all. Absolutely. And how did you meet your co-host, your
Uh
partner?
I met her. I said she worked for the sheriff department. We both work at the same job, the sheriff
Mm,
department in Dallas. She was there for 25 years. She there for a long time. I got admire somebody for longevity like that. So that's how we met, and that's how we connected. And she reached out to me and said something about coming together to do a podcast. So that all that originated from. And technically, she's really from Dallas. She's from West Dallas.
mm.
So like I said, she really that's how we connected. It was, you know what? I wasn't expecting that, really. You know how you see people, like, okay, I see you, work together, cool. And it just went from being a coworker, she was my supervisor at one time, to now becoming like a best friend to me and really working together. So I did not expect that. I'm gonna be honest with you. I did not expect that.
It's amazing how that kind of works out. You find people when you least expect them that actually bless your life more than you can give them credit for. Like, I just, I have understood that too, that you just meet someone and you just click, you just vibe. And it's
Right.
not like you're not trying, you're not forcing, you're not trying to like push the envelope, you're not pressuring them. It's just genuinely natural.
Right, and it is. Like I said, I I just walk right into it. That's how I look at it. I will walk right into it, and that was it. Let me see.
Mm.
But other
And
than
when
that,
she, Mhm. Go ahead.
it's been a ride. It's been a ride. It's been a journey, and I'm enjoying every bit of it.
Mhm.
And
And
that's
like
go ahead.
the podcast idea, was that like just saying podcast, was that your concept, or what did y'all come up that together?
That was low concept. What my concept? Is you like I'm like this. It's not about me, Rachel. I whatever you want to go with it. Hey, I support you. I back you 1,000%. And she came with the title just saying. So I just ran with it. I said, hey, let's go with that then. Cool. That's how I look at it. Hey, you want to go with it? Cool. Go with it. Let's go. I'm all in. Hey, let's put in the work.
I love it. I love it. It's just like the way you were talking about the podcast, the way that you're vibing with the whole glow of your podcast. Like I know that you're really loving what you're doing right now.
Oh yeah, I do. I enjoy it. Because the purpose don't stop. And it don't. And I learned this too, Rachel. You have to be about your purpose. Once you're in your purpose, everything will fall in place. And I learned this too, Rachel, as well. If you postpone your purpose, a lot of people don't respect you for that because they look like you're unstable. A person respect you when you're in your purpose, when you're constantly operating your purpose. People respect you. Well, don't get me wrong, you got some haters, don't get me wrong. But I'm not the one that really admire you, respect you, because they see that you're constantly grinding, you're constantly on your purpose, and you're constantly growing and elevating and evolving, setting goals. Getting a vision. What do you want to come? What do you want to set out to do? And hold each other accountable too, as well, Rachel. Because I'm like this. You should motivate, inspire, and hold each other accountable. Now you say you want to do this, right? Okay, I'm gonna put your foot to the fire. I'm gonna hold you accountable and hold me accountable. Because that's all iron sharpen iron. And that's what I believe in. Iron sharpen iron.
Mhm. I agree with that too. Definitely. Now you said something that you say you got to stay consistent, and people start to notice when you're not being consistent. They start losing
Hmm.
respect for you because you're not being consistent. I have noticed that there's a lot of people that are really like really fast into creating their business or their podcast, and then they simmer out. Like they just die. Like they lost their sense of purpose. So you as a podcaster, how are you staying motivated with what you're doing right now?
I do a lot of reading. I do a lot of reading books. I listen to a lot of other platforms as well to keep me rooted and keep me grounded. And also the word as well. So that what keeps me going is the word, and also reading other books, other material that's gonna help me grow and elevate in my own, not just my business life, Rachel, but also in my personal life as well. Because I'm a student of that. I'm an advocate for improvement in life. So I'm a very big advocate on that. So that what keeps me going.
Mhm. I love that too. Like you said, avid reader and stuff. That before you have your podcast guests, do you do a little background check? Like do you research them before you come up with your questions and stuff?
I do. And what I normally do now is I will ask them send me stuff about them, and I just break it down in questions, and I zoom right in on that because as we've been doing this thing for quite some time now, I want it to be more structured, more order.
Mhm.
So I write out the introduction. I write out the questions and I send the questions before time. A lot of times, some people will freestyle it. Majority of the time, I send them questions because I don't want the guests to be caught off guard. So I send them the questions ahead of time, and they'll respond. Oh, I love these questions. You know how a lot of times you do send questions, you may not even
Mhm.
stick to those questions because the person may say something to take it to a whole nother level, which is good. So that's how I always been doing it. I always send them the question before time, let them know what we can be talking about. Because what I learned now, Rachel, whatever they got going on, I want to be locked in on that. I want to focus on that. Let's stick to the topic. Let's stick to the agenda because it's all about what you got going on. And it makes the people feel like, wow, this person really took time and asked me what I got going on. They willing to promote me and market me. And that's what we want. That's what we're in the business of doing.
And I agree with that too. Like, a lot of times we do get off key with it. I'm guilty. I'm one of those. I like to free fall it. I like to, basically let the words come naturally through a genuine conversation. But sometimes you have the guests are like, can you please present me with the questions? Can you please like let me know what we're actually talking about before we do that? Because some people, especially if they're like new to their business or they're new to the topic that they're talking about, they like to be ready and researched before the interview.
They
So,
do. They really do, and you don't want to throw them off guard, and you don't want them to be tripped up per se.
mm-mm,
Because a lot of people they like to have questions, and there's nothing wrong with that. I do the questions, I generate questions, and I send it to them. And like I said,
mm-mm,
we be focused right on that. Just like today, we got an artist coming on today out of I think the artist in Alabama, I think, and she has a new single coming out. But the single's already out. She's promoting the single called "Good Man." So the whole entire conversation is really going to be talking about her career, the single, where the single came from, and sit right to the gender. It's gonna sit right to that because that's what we want to do. Is hey, it's all about showcasing you, what you got going on. It's not about us, but it's all about what you have going on, and we here to allow you to share what you got going on. The floor is yours, the mic is yours, and let's get to work. Because at the end of the day, this is a business. We are. They say entrepreneurs, right? So this is a business. At the end of the day, what we're doing, this is a business.
indeed, it sure is. And it's we have to represent ourselves the best way possible. So I just want to tell you, Furman, thank you for being on my show today. I oh, there she goes, Larissa. She
Yes,
is
sir.
on. All right,
Okay.
here she comes.
Hi, I'm trying to get my
Hey,
background together. Thank you so much for being very patient. I really appreciate it. Again, for having us on the show. We really appreciate it. Definitely.
Ab-
So, let's see.
absolutely. So I gotta know about you. I know about Furman. I know
So
about
thank
Furman.
you. So thank you. I know you met Ferman through probably through Walk Through His Ways and his show. And this is a new show that him and I have, decided to do, and it's called Just Saying. I was initially his supervisor when I really got to know Maurice or Ferman. Um, so whichever one you feel, Marie, that's my boy, so I call him Marie sometimes. But like I definitely I saw potential in this young man, and I like when I tell you he's such a good person, I was like, I'm very precarious about who I work with and who I give my time to because it is definitely not reserved for everybody. So
Mhm.
when I figured that he's the young man that I could trust, like with everything, and he's honorable. Oh yeah, most definitely, most definitely. And he brought this to my attention about us doing a podcast together. So I was like, oh yeah, that would be great. That would be an excellent opportunity. I worked with the sheriff's department for approximately 25, 26 years, and that's how I met him. Herman is a very reliable guy. um, I, I love him like a brother. That is my that is my ace. And I tell you, he is so loyal. He is very loyal. So, like I appreciate you so much, Furman.
I
I do.
appreciate you as well.
And our
Mhm.
chemistry is so good. So, I love it. It's great. People don't
Mhm.
realize that we can be friends and be male and female. Like there's
Mhm.
nothing wrong with that. And silly people don't realize that. But you know what? I don't need their approval because I know this here. And I hope
Yeah.
you don't need the approval as well, Furman.
Mhm.
I hope you understand that, my friend. So,
He's a good guy. He's a good brother to have in your corner for sure.
Yes.
I want to talk to you about your concepts of the Just Saying podcast. How did you come up with this podcast?
So we talked about it as far as a name. So we talked about it initially, and it has been we let me see. Let's start over again. So we said, what do we want to talk about? Because I know that his Walking His Ways podcast do a lot of interviews. I initially wanted to do just because it is just saying, I wanted to pretty much say, hey, that's what we need to do. We need to talk about, or this is what I feel like we need to talk about the things that has happened in society and just have casual conversation. That is what I felt like we needed to do. Um, Now, every once in a while, we will do that, but Furman is of so many great ideas. So, we started bringing in, different guests. And when I realized he did that, I was like, you know what? This is actually a good idea because it helps our community, bringing in different authors, bringing in just different people of all walks, cybersecurity, people that talk about autism, as far as, creating, nonprofit organizations. This is something that has not been able to, been put out there, you know. Um, if we don't talk about that, no one else will. And it will be swept under the rug. That is how it came about. So initially it was this, but it turned into this. And when I realized, you know what, Furman, that was the best idea, you know. I agreed. I was like, you know what? Let's just go ahead and do that because that's what we need to do. Um, and the people that has been on the show, when I tell you, they have shown so much appreciation. I have no complaints. Like when I tell you, if their voices are not heard, who else is gonna put it out there? Like if we don't help them put their voices out there, then what? Then what?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I understand that too. Like being a podcaster myself, I know that everybody has a message to bring. Everybody has a story, a testimony, something that could save someone's life or even, give them another perspective that they can make it through the hard times.
Yeah.
And, I feel like for you, Larissa, as a podcaster, like, what is your driving force behind you personally as a podcaster?
So my driving force, because I'm not working at this moment. Um, I am putting all of my dreams and everything into this. This is what I want to do. This is what I want, and this is on a personal level. Um, this is what I should be able to do. This is what I feel like God is calling me to do. Like it's really very simple. You know, I can go on and say so many things, but that is what it is. The driving force is God. God is telling me, hey, you need to help people. And I have always been the type of person to help people. I cannot go against what I feel like God is telling me to do. So
Mhm.
that is really what it is.
Mhm.
If we do not showcase things that help our community on as far as people that do not know anything, let's just take for instance, we had a young lady, Audrey, on the show. Um, she has started like an autism group, and it
Mhm.
provides it's so beautiful. It provides different just different showcases as far as um, what parents can do to get their children help
Yeah.
for at affordable cost,
Mhm.
or like who would not do that? Like, who would not do that? And
Mhm.
I just feel like ever since I have been a little girl, that is one of the things that has always stood with me. And if I
Mhm.
don't do that, that's God telling me you are not doing what you know you are supposed to do.
Mhm.
So, I'm just like, yeah, I'm going to do it. I want to do it. So,
Mhm.
that's pretty much how it is. And that's how it started. I can go deeper, but I do talk a lot. So I'm so sorry in advance. so, so I
No,
talk
that's
a
okay.
lot.
That's okay. It's all right. It's okay to be a safe place where people can talk. I feel like we should normalize that. Like being a safe place where people can just be like, I feel comfortable here. I feel like this is something that, I don't feel offended being here. It's not like, it's just like a safe space. You bring your emotions, you're not going to get judged for it. And that's the thing I think Furman and I can agree with, and also with you, is that you, as a guest, on a podcast, as a host, you have to make the whole environment comfortable
Right.
for your clients. So if they're not comfortable, they're not going to come back. They're not going to share it. They're not going to want to be there for you. They're not going to do
Yeah.
any of that.
Yeah. That's
Mhm.
beautiful. That is beautiful. And you are correct, because we have had people from day one
Mhm.
to like eh, who consistently come on the show and watch it. One
Mhm.
of the best compliment that we have received that I have heard, an event that we went to this past weekend, hosted by Miss Jones, and Furman can tell you more about that. And like I told you, we deal with book writers. He said that, you know what, I do not listen to a lot of podcasters, but listening to you guys, I will tell you, you guys have something going on, because it kept my attention, and I really want to say I love it.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I love that
so
you're thriving in your purpose for sure.
yeah, I'm so excited. You don't even realize how excited I am. And just shout out to Celebrate Autism, because I want to put that out there. And this here is hosted by Audrey, the young lady that I told you about, and it's Rave, Raave.
Mhm.
Um, I can give you the information in advance. The location and the event will be hosted on the Samuel Recreation Center,
Mhm.
6200 East Grand Avenue. Um, it begins at 2 p.m. and it ends at 6 p.m. you can RSVP. And so we want to invite everyone. So that's what
Mhm.
I wanted to like put out there. So, that's how it
Yeah.
is.
I love Audrey. I love Audrey. She is a great guest. She is I had her on my show not so long ago, and just the fact that she's supporting the autism community is just it's really uplifting to know that there is that resource for parents out there. I'm an autism awareness grandmother. Like, I have a couple of my grandbabies that are autistic. I probably have two or three of my children too that have not as severe case of autism, but some level of it. And I feel like it's one of those things that a lot of people don't really understand. But they too are human. They too need to thrive in their community. They too need to have a life. They don't need to be shut in their doors, in their houses, with their parents. The parents need to have a life too. So, for resources, so autism therapy, autism awareness, any of those kind of stuff. That's why I love what she does. I really love her whole purpose. And I love your purpose, Larissa. Absolutely. Yeah.
Thank
Being a safe
you so
place.
much.
Absolutely. Now I want to talk to you about like the mental health aspect of what you're trying to bring to the do you feel like with your community, I'm gonna say the community because we're all in DFW, all three of us. Do you feel like with the community that there needs to be more conversation about mental health awareness?
Of course, of course. So I'm originally from West Dallas. That
Mm-hmm.
is where I was raised and born. And if you know anything about West Dallas, it is nothing like what it is now. It is a gentrified area. Like when I go to a restaurant and I realize that the people there do not look like me or not not residents of the area, that's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
That is a huge problem because those people need those jobs. They need those jobs, and I get this look of why are you over here? And I'm looking at them like, why are you over here? Like, what the heck? Excuse me? So, if you know anything about this here, you would know that, Habitat for Humanity has been something that, like, literally in the works since the 50s or maybe
Mm-hmm.
the late 40s. um, my grandmother, who is the matriarch or who was the matriarch of her family, when I tell you she has had so many homes in that area, but due to her daughters, and that's another story, but
Mm-hmm.
it's okay. It's okay. I just really, 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 really wish that she allowed me to do that, but it was something beyond my control.
Mm-hmm.
Um, she gave those properties, and she had at least 15 properties to my aunties and my mother. So if I was in control of those areas, I guarantee you this, none of my family will be in the position that they are in. None of them.
Mm-hmm.
None of them.
Yeah.
But it's okay. I cannot cry over spilled milk. It is what it is. Um, you know, I love my granny, and she just, like I told you earlier, um, my children are my children. Well,
Mhm.
her children are her children. So I
Yeah.
understand, and I cannot condemn her for that.
Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah.
So, Larissa, we do have just a little bit more time left on the clock, but for our viewers out there, where can they find the Just Saying podcast?
So you can find the Just Saying podcast on, you know what? Because I've been talking so much, and I've been, you know, I would love for Furman to give that information. So if you do not mind, please give him, like, Furman, do your thing.
No, okay. Well, they can follow the Just Saying podcast on YouTube at Just Saying Podcast. We're available on YouTube right now. We live stream every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Eastern. We have a show today at 5. So y'all go ahead and go to like and hit this and get the button and subscribe to it, and you'll get notified every time we go live every Wednesday at 5 p.m.
Yes,
Y'all better.
and we do get the most viewership via Facebook.
Mm,
And so I want to say that, but like he said, it's on all platforms. And, any questions anybody want to ask, do it. Do it.
yeah, I love that. I love
Please.
that. I'm gonna go follow y'all right now. I'm ashamed to say it, but I haven't followed yet, but I'm going to right now. Because I want to support you guys. I want to support what you're trying to do. Mhm.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. All right. For our viewers out there, this actually is going to conclude our episode here on What's Up Dallas podcast. Please go follow Just Saying Podcast on YouTube and What's Up Dallas podcast on YouTube as well. As you know, we're always bringing good news to DFW and all areas watching. We'll be back with another one. Thank you.
Thank you.